So here with example 5, everyone, we have suppose that the value of an investment is $75,000 after 60 months, and that the value of that same investment is $83,280 after 84 months. This investment is doing pretty good. That being said, we need to write an equation that represents the value of this investment over time, and the question we need to ask ourselves first is, do we have the y-intercept? If the answer is no, and in this case the answer is no, we know that we cannot use slope-intercept form, and we have to use point-slope form. So we're going to go right ahead with it then, everyone. We do have 2 points here. We've got x is always going to be time. So we've got 60, and time is always the x value. So our x value here is going to be 60, and 75,000 is going to be our y value. And 84 months, and again, everyone, x is always time. So any instance where you have a word problem where it's talking about time, that's going to be your x value. We've got 83,280 after 84 months. So we do need 3 things for point slope form. We need a y1, we need an x, and we need, a slope, and we need an x1. So here's our x1, here's our y1. Oops. Those are values that I'm eventually going to put into the point slope formula. Here's our x2, here's our y2. And the last thing that we need, everyone, for that is slope. So slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we've got our situation here where, again, with slope, we always want to put our bar with our minus signs in there before we do anything else. Y2 is 280. Oops, 83,280. Y1 is 75,000. X2 is 84. X1 is 60. We're going to let Wolfram handle that for us. We'll bring him over onto the scene here. So we have 83,280 minus 75,000 divided by 84 minus 60. I think I made a typo. It should be 83,280, not 82,280. All right, and we end up with 345 as our slope. So we have a slope, we have an x1, and we have a y1. Let's go ahead and put all of this into the point slope formula. So we've got y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we have our y1 value is 75,000. Our slope is 345. And our x1 is going to be 60. So Wolfram to the rescue. Again, everyone, I do not particularly like point slope form because it doesn't tell us a whole lot of information, and it looks just pretty complicated in general. So we've got y minus 75,000 equals 345 times x minus 60. Wolfram is going to convert this to slope-intercept form for us here in alternate forms. So we'll be able to see that here is the slope and here is the y-intercept. So in terms of, I believe this is going to ask us to identify and interpret the slope of the function and identify and interpret the y-intercept of the function. Yes, it is. So that's point slope form that we have here on the iPad. We're going to add slope intercept form. Again, these 2 equations here at the bottom are equivalent. So this equation that I'm writing right now and the one above it are the exact same thing, just written in different forms. So I'm always going to convert it to slope-intercept form so I can answer questions like, hey, what is the slope and what is its meaning? And what is the y-intercept and what is its meaning? So B is the slope, C is the y-intercept. I'll be right back after a short pause so that you don't have to sit through my writing, and we'll get those questions answered. Okay, so for part B and part C here, the slope is 345, which means that every month the value of the investment is increasing by $345. And so this person or company is basically making $345 every month for doing nothing. On to part C. The y-intercept is 54,300, meaning that when the investment was opened, the person or the company came to the investor and gave them $54,300 to kick things off. So the value of this investment, if we kind of go back up to the information we were given, in 84 months, which is about 7 years, this person has the value of this investment has gone from $54,000 to $75,000 in value. So again, this person or company has made about $21,000 for doing nothing. Investments are great things. We're going to talk more about them later in our course. Everybody likes to make money for doing nothing.